Hello, this video is designed to assist our current freshmen with requesting courses for their sophomore year. And just a few things to note before we get started. Much of this will be review, but one really important thing is that for all full credit classes, one full credit classes, a request must be made for both the first and the second semester. And you can see that's the case with English 10, biology, as well as world history. Those are all required credits for our sophomores. And then we also have some half credit classes included here as well. So a student begins prior to making any selections with 4.5 credit hours. That means that they are going to want to select between 2.5 and 3.5 additional elective credits. If they were to choose 3.5 credits, that would take them all the way up to 8 credit hours, and that would mean they'd have no study at hall at all. If they would request 2.5 credits, that would give them 7 credits, which would give them a study hall all year long. And if they request a total of 3 additional elective credits, then they would have 7.5 credits, which would give them a study hall just one of the 2 semesters. Okay, a couple of quick notes. There is a $250 fee involved with being in our STEM program. That fee does not apply to students that are part of our Wisconsin Parental Choice Program. If you have questions about our STEM Academy, please reach out to Mr. Drew Willems, our STEM Academy Director. Also, a student is able to take driver's education here at Lakeside. It is offered through a partnership with Tri-City Driving School out of Fort Atkinson. There is a fee of $360 involved with driver's education, and that fee is applicable to all of our students regardless of whether they are involved with the Wisconsin Parental Choice Program or not. It should also be noted that driver's education is not a credited course, and it also does not impact a student's GPA. We offer that course as a convenience to our families. And a student will be scheduled based on when their birthday falls. Due to a change in state law, students can now begin driver's education when they're 15 years old. So I'm just going to walk us through the process here rather quickly. For those of you that this is somewhat unfamiliar, the way that you access our portal here for course requests is by logging into either a parent or student PowerSchool account, and you select class registration. When you select that, this is the screen that you will see. Now, as I said earlier, we've already got our 4.5 credits in here. I'm going to come about this from the perspective of a student who would like to have a study hall all year long. In general, that is what I encourage. There are definitely students that are capable of having no study hall at all, especially when they're taking some coursework they have high interest in, and they're motivated because they really want to be in certain courses. But for many typical students, 7 credits is just the right amount as far as course load goes, and you can generally fit in all of the coursework that would be needed to pursue a 4-year college degree or something else along those lines. So the first request that has to be made is our math request. And because math is a full credit course, you do have to make a first and a second semester request. But before we do that, I want to draw your attention to a resource that every family and every student should be utilizing, and that's our 22-23 course description booklet. This booklet has information on all the coursework that we offer here at Lakeside Lutheran. It includes information as far as what's prerequisite, what's required to take before another class can be taken, what classes that course is offered to. Is it offered to 10th graders? Is it offered to 11th graders? Is it only a senior course? It lets you know how many credits it's worth. It also then will tell you whether it's a college prep course or if it's not a college prep course. So again, there's some tremendous information that would greatly assist you when it comes to the planning of coursework. Also, towards the end of the document, as you get to about page 20, there are some additional resources that are available to you. There are a number of 4-year planners, which I strongly encourage using. That way, students are not planning from year to year, but instead they are looking at the big picture. So there are a couple of different versions. One version looks like this, and then there is another version that looks like this. We also have a couple of documents in here that specifically speak about planning for college, and then also this is a very important page too. This page speaks to foreign language, and then finally this page shows you the order in which coursework is taken. And that's probably especially important when it comes to math, because sometimes people assume that, for example, after you take Algebra 1, that you go directly to Algebra 2 trigonometry, and that's not the case here at Lakeside. So you can kind of follow this flow chart. If a student is currently taking general math, in most cases, they're going to be heading on to pre-algebra with maybe some guidance from either myself, Andy Rosenau, the guidance director, or maybe Mrs. Ruth Hirschfeld, our ELC coordinator. Maybe in some cases they'd be ready for algebra, but for the vast majority, it's going to be pre-algebra. If a student's currently taking pre-algebra, they would then take Algebra 1 for the whole year of their sophomore year. If a student is currently taking algebra, then in their sophomore year, they're going to take geometry. And if a freshman is currently taking geometry, they would take Algebra 2 trigonometry. So those are really the options when it comes to mathematics for our current freshmen or our 2B sophomores. So I'm going to come at it from the approach of a student who is currently taking Algebra 1A, which means now next year they will take Algebra 1B. So I click on the little pencil here, and I'm going to select Algebra 1B, and I say OK. Because this is a full credit course, much like English, biology, and world history, we also have to make a second semester request, and it must be the same course. So I'm going to select my Algebra 1B, and I say OK. That brings me now up to a total of 5.5 credits. I must request at least another credit and a half. So I'll come at this from the perspective of a freshman who's currently taking Spanish 1, and I do want to move on to Spanish 2 because many colleges do require, or at the very least, strongly encourage 2 consecutive years of a foreign language. So I'm going to choose my first semester of Spanish 2. Say OK. And then I have to choose its second semester counterpart, Spanish 2, and I say OK. And then finally, I would have another half credit or a credit and a half in some cases for course selection here. I'm going to come in here to our 1 semester electives. I choose the little pencil edit button, and there are quite a few options. They are all listed here alphabetically, and I do want to make note of the fact that there are multiple pages here. So please do not assume that it's just what's visible there on the very first page. All right. For this individual, I'm going to choose Cantate Choir. Cantate Choir is a half credit choir. It is a college prep course. It's a fine arts course, and it's a nice way to sometimes round out a schedule, but there are definitely quite a few excellent options. And again, I would strongly encourage you to not just make your choices based on what you see here, but again, to come to our course catalog and utilize some of the resources that we have there as well. Okay, so at this point, once I say okay, I add my Cantate Choir. You'll notice now I get a green check mark down here in the lower right-hand corner. The final step is to press the submit button. Now, I do not have a submit button showing here because this is a demo account, but in a student or a parent account, which is where course requests can be made, that can be finalized by pressing that final submit button. So I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, if you need any assistance with this process, please do not hesitate to reach out to our guidance office. Or if you have a unique circumstance, maybe you are a freshman who is currently taking world history and therefore you don't want to take it your sophomore year, those are also things that we can assist you with too. So I hope this was helpful, and may God bless you as you plan your future.